Last year, my friend Travis designed a bunch of train games. They were idiosyncratic, experimental, playful. The one I liked most of all, though, was Westward Rails, and so Mary and I asked him if we could publish it, and we were delighted when he said yes. One of the things I like most about it is that it feels like the sort of thing that would have been published in a clamshell about 10 or 15 years ago. The point to point map, action selection, auctions, shared dilution dividends, and especially the fact that you don't cash in your stocks at the end of the game. It's just what you have on hand when the game end is triggered. It all harkens back to a very specific era of train game design, one for which I have a lot of affection. The simple rhythm of track builds and auctions is clean and compelling, but is complicated by a couple of really neat wrinkles. First, there's a queue of demand cards that moves forward every time a dividend is paid. If you satisfy the demand after it's been revealed, but before it falls off the conveyor belt, companies that are along that route are going to get a bump that might trigger another dividend, moving the demands and the timer of the game even faster. Then there's the big cubes. For $5 of your own money, you can upgrade metro areas, which will increase the value of companies connected to it. First company to connect to an upgraded metro area gets a $10 bonus dividend on top of it, but that's only if the big cube is already there. If you connect to it and then it gets upgraded, you don't get the bonus. Timing this right is tricky, and you'll need to read the other players. Really, everything you do in the game is about the people at your table. The game never loses sight of that, and in my experience, neither does Travis. It's front and center in all his designs. Both his board games and his lyrical experimental RPGs are about other people, observing them, listening to them, sharing time and space with them. Once he gave me a copy of a solo game he had designed, and it was about watching the people around you. Even that solo game was about other people, about attuning yourself to the frequencies of others. That's also something Travis does in real life. He's generous and curious, and I'm proud to call him my friend. It's common with train games to think of them as math, as formulas and seat numbers and optimal moves, but if you play Westward Rails, I want you to try setting that aside and just focus on the people. Observing them, outwitting them, incentivizing them, sharing time, sharing space.